down from Belfast. I was with Rush the day that he collected Gary. Yeah. Gary had a big army coat on him and a black hat. And he was incredibly shy because he was only about 16. He may have been 15, but anyway. Yeah. But he was astonishing guitar player. Yeah. And then, so he was playing these really long solos. And then the Brush went to Philip and said, look, you can't be just hanging around. I'm sure you have to play the bass. Good luck. And then Philip was hanging around and then he had Orphanage. And then Tower Telephone was doing this thing. So Dublin was incredibly small. Yeah. And so Philip would say, hey man, what's this poetry thing? What's going on down there? You know? I said, come on down, check it out. Oh, no. I said, look, Philip, what you're writing is, it's poetry. So come down, And so he did. And then when he saw then that we started Horsehips, and in fact he said, listen, he said to me one day, look, we're going to England. I said, oh, great, yeah, good. And he said, I'm going to do the stadium. And will Horsehips play support? I said, of course, there's a Pope wear a big hat, let's go. So they had 3 bands. There was Ditch Cassidy and the News, or Gypsy Rock, that was the name of the band at that stage, and ourselves, and then Philip. And then they went way off. So, but like before Horsehips ever played a live gig, we needed to try to figure out, like, what do you do? How do you do it? What does it look like? So we would go to Philip's gigs, to the St. Lizzie gigs, like in St. Paul's, Raheny or somewhere, and as mates, and go and just sit on the side of the stage and see there's the way you set out the amps, and there's the plug boards, and and then there's the sound thing there, and the mics and blah blah, and here's how he structures a set, and those sort of the mechanics, It
didn't work out too badly, did it?
Oh, but he was a genius, and but ultimately terribly tragic, it was like a Greek tragedy, But he was, Philip was just genius, genius. Same as Shane. I mean, but it's just great that you would have been even hanging around with these characters, wonderful, wonderful.
Eamon Carr, sorry to part. Thank you very much
I'm
for
out of
joining
here.
us. No, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
You've been very interesting.
No,
Horsehips for me mark a thing in my life. And
that's great. I mean, it's like...
You have no idea.
No, but I appreciate it. Thanks. We're in... It's very odd. I mean, I leave you with this. During COVID, the suggestion came up that we should really, from a label in England, from Snapper, that they'd like to put together a box set of Horsehips, you see. Yeah. And so we said, right, okay. Well, we're about 12 or 13 albums, or 14 albums, whatever it is. And it said, but we'd like to look at your sort of solo stuff or individual stuff and blah, blah. I said, all right, and have a look and see, is there any interesting tapes? So anyway, eventually, so everybody started deep diving. And so the box set came out, and in it there are 33 CDs. Unbelievable. And that's without the BBC sessions, which came out this year as a separate entity. So there's a BBC box now and a double album, which is actually, I think, cooler. And I listened with trepidation, because in those days you go to do a BBC or radio session, you just pull up, bring the gear in, set up, bang it out once or twice. Live. These lads knew what they were doing, the engineers, and then you were gone. Yeah. And for me, it's really interesting, because the arrangements were sort of what you were doing in 1972 or 3. You go, oh, I never heard that. Oh, that's really interesting there. So that worked out well. And then for the last few years, I've been sending a round-robin email. Lads, I know it's June, but I think it's time that we reissued Drives a Cold Winter Away. It's sort of a wintry, Christmassy sort of album of acoustic stuff that we did as an acoustic album. And it was only ever released in Ireland, never released abroad. And people who have the vinyl like the vinyl, and then people are looking for the vinyl, and it's not available. So this year it got remastered, and it's coming out just now, around November, in a gatefold sleeve, and But I heard I got a test pressing, and the remastering is really smart. It's just bright. It's bright and cheerful. And it's again, some of this, you forget because you're just moving all the time. You're just moving on all the time. So there's a lot of interesting little musical developments on that even now, 50 years, is it 60? I don't know, many years. That just sounds fresh, which is a buzz for me.
And finishing up, I'd have to say, I'm enjoying very much Pure Gold.
Thank you.
That takes me back to different places.
Yeah, Pure Gold. I mean, my gig, Michael Deneve, thank you very much. Yeah. Editor of the Herald at the time. Bright idea. Carr, get out there and interview celebrities every week. You didn't have a research team or any of that stuff. You just had to try and get a gig, an interview every week, and chase people down. And then you had to try and get them to talk to you. It didn't always work. I used to record on tape, obviously, on tape recorder, and I kept them all in case of being sued for libel. Yeah. And anyway, so last year then, the tapes got revisited. And I realised that, in fact, what had appeared in the paper at the time would only have been a fraction of the stuff on the tape.
Has happened. Yeah.
So I just thought, I mean, the ones that were published in Pure Gold were ones that sort of meant something to me, insofar as I felt that the interviewee went above and beyond, and for whatever reasons. And so, like, I remember hearing things and going, bloody hell, that's interesting. I hadn't remembered that, or I had remembered and remembered it to the point that I was impressed. Certain little cadences or whatever. So I'm glad that's there because it's purely as a record. Just a record of the times of what was said and different era. But nonetheless, and a good few of the people, unfortunately, are Amarav.
Eamon Carr, thank you very much for joining us on this.
Dibrig tú go díon ó chánig tú go dtí an chathair seo, fuair neart taithí agus d'urbar de chud scileanna. I ngacháte éigean tú, fecinn tú rud éige na chabhraigh tú a thógáil, ach inis tá tú ag féchant ar an todhchaí, agus beidir go bhfuil tú ag smaoinemh ar an áit as a dagan tú. In éireann, tastaíonn pleanálathe, siúnéirí, ploméirí, díanadóirí, inaltóirí, altíirí, banistóirí láithreáin agus níos móhain. Tastaíonn túhain, le do chud scileanna agus taithí go léir, chun cabhrúlinn na mílte tithe a thógáil. Tá an dahan tóga agat, a níos tar arás agus tógan teach a thóg tú. Tuile eolais ag gov.ie/Building Ireland. Teachtareacht ó Rialtas na Héireann.
300 sensors. Over 1 million data points per second. How does F1 update their fans with every stat in real time? AWS is how. From fastest laps to strategy calls, AWS puts fans in the pit. It's not just racing, it's data-driven innovation at 200 miles per hour. AWS is how leading businesses power next-level innovation.
Hey neighbor, celebrate the holidays with Birch Lane. Our timeless furniture and decor are delivered for free in days, not weeks. It's classic style for joyful living. Shop Birch Lane, a Wayfair specialty brand at birchlane.com.